When you pay someone the kind of contract that the Dodgers paid for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, these are the kind of results you were hoping for and, dare I say, expecting.
Yeah, top 5 pitcher in the game.
Oh, yeah,
what a bold play. And I know there was a lot of teams in on him, but to go 325, never pitching on U.S. soil and dominating U.S. hitters or big league hitters.
A little bit of a risk there.
Big time risk.
Watching him pitch in Japan, I mean, obviously they had, plenty of eyeballs on him. Like you're getting a super talented pitcher. But the fact that there's that little bit of unknown, there's no track record in the big leagues going into it, giving him that kind of money, that kind of contract, there's a little bit of doubt, a little bit of risk. But obviously they were super confident in what his ability can become and the instant superstar he could be in the big leagues.
And I think the beauty of my generation phasing out of my generation into this new regime. Talking to Brian McCann, he said the biggest difference from being behind the plate is when you give me a pitcher that's got multiple variations of a fastball and secondary stuff where I have something to go to every quadrant with.
Yeah.
It gets real fun behind
No,
the
that's the fun part about being a catcher as far as navigating a lineup, getting through a game. I would say the same thing. A lot of times, at the end of spring training, we're figuring out who's going to be that fifth starter. And it was between that soft tossing lefty that had four decent pitches that might get through 5 innings, or that guy that's got wipeout fastball, wipeout slider, but could walk 4 in the first 2 innings. It's give me that lefty every time, because I know he doesn't have great stuff, but I can get him through 5 innings every single time, no matter who's up, because I know where the ball's going. Yeah. So it gives you a chance to be able to navigate a lineup and trick the hitters sometimes when you need to.
He's your soft tossing lefty, but he throws 97 with wipeout stuff. So let's give some love. Nays came to me yesterday. The doors open.
That packet had some weight to it.
It's getting out of control. I got to tell him to stay humble
when he gets going.
He does an amazing job, but he really dove in on what makes this guy so successful, and then maybe what's a game plan to kind of combat it for the Brewers. You take a look at his 2025 stats with MLB ranks. He was top 5 across the board. I mean, ERA's 5th, fielding independent pitching. Those are the things he can control. Homer, strikeouts, walks, he was 8th. Opponent batting average, you can't, there's no process of elimination with this guy.
No, and it doesn't come just all success either. There were some times, some rough starts throughout, which we're going to see.
Brewers beat him up.
To where he made adjustments start to start as far as what he needed to do to continue to pitch well and be consistent over the course of the year.
So taking you inside, when you're preparing for a postseason, postseason start, you want to dive in on everything they throw. I used to go in my room and go, what do they throw? 0-0 to right-handers, 1-0, 2-0, every count to try and find some type of outlier that if I got in that count, I could just sell out for that pitch.
Right, yeah, you're looking for patterns.
He does not allow you to do that.
No.
Manny Machado, AB, right here. Watch where these pitches are located, the crispness, the velo, and the fact that he just went sinker up and in 95, Bugs Bunny curveball, 93 cut. You don't know where it's going. Splitty 93, tunneled 4-seamer off it.
Yeah, I think what set that up to you had that first fastball, that curveball. You saw Manny's reaction right there.
Look at a little cutter away to Sean Murphy. Split. Never gives you the same thing back to back. Split again. Let me tunnel the 4-seam, wipe out.
That's the other thing. Command. Look where that fastball is, though. That's what gets the caught looking.
And Stephen Kwan's got to deal with shadows. 95. Wipe out curveball. He went heater, curveball, split. See you later. To a really good contact hitter. Okay? So he pitchers with a +5 run value on 4 different pitch types.
Yeah.
It's obviously the 2 best in the business. And then Yamamoto with the 4-seamer, split, curveball, and cutter. The other thing about him, he's a unicorn. He can't go through a lineup twice. He can go through a lineup 15 times in a row. Hot, change me to the next one. Take a look at this. First time through, opponent average, $1.99. It actually gets better.
Yeah.
He actually gets stronger.
Yeah, it gets tougher. Because you have multiple ways to be able to get the same hitter out. So you're not seeing the same look. And you can be as unpredictable as possible. And even on the previous board, Nays threw it in my ear. about the fact that those 4 pitches for those 3 guys, Skeens and Skubal, had 2 fastballs in that situation. He just had, you can see it there. He actually has 4 separate pitches. Both these guys have the 4-seam and the sinker.
sink in there.
So you're still getting heaters. So when you're a hitter, you still can eliminate. You still have 50-50
There's something
shot
there to get rid of.
Here, you have no chance of any sort of kind of pattern or any predictability with Yamamoto.
And you can't give up on his fastball because it's 95 plus. That's the thing. I almost would want to go up there and sit off speed, but then he wipes you out. You got no chance. So let's get into it. What does he do really well besides everything? Hitting the edges with his fastball, with every pitch basically, but we're going to focus on the fastball and how he's just able to dot it to the outer edges. You take a look, highest percentage of pitches thrown to the edge of strike zone. I mean, he's certainly on this board.
Could we go real quick back to that video?
Yeah.
Just go right back to that video with
It's Broid's
Yamamoto.
birthday. Make him work.
Yeah, come on, Broid. Let's
You
do
know,
it. Let's
do
do
something.
it. Right? No. One more.
Junior.
No, keep going against the Giants. Against the Giants. I just wanted to point this out.
That's the first one.
That's the first one. I just wanted to point this out because I thought when I first saw him, when he first came over right here against Flores. Let's pause it. Go back. His delivery to me, like when I saw this is what I thought would give hitters trouble right here. So if we play it, this is a heater right middle in.
Yeah.
Flores is a good fastball hitter. He's late on this because of his delivery. It's almost like that slide step,
Like
right?
lulling you to sleep.
He'll give you the leg kick, but then even in his delivery right here, he'll like slide step you, quick pitch you, with his windup, not just in the stretch.
He changes the cadence of
to where, as a hitter, like, what do you want as a hitter? You want time, right? You want time to make the decision. Why do we always stay in the back of the box? You want to see the ball as long as possible. When he does that, it's instant, like you feel rushed, you feel panicked. You got to make a decision early, which allows you're either going to be out in front of the off-speed or you're going to be late on the fastball like Flores was in that situation.
Yeah,
even though that's paint right
We
there.
used to say in the hitters meetings, watch out for him slide stepping you, because there was a bunch of us with toe taps or leg kicks. You almost had to be ready to just eliminate it.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
That's just another element of what he does well. Good body control on the mound.
Pitches to the edge of the zone, and we focused on his fastball to the edge of the zone. He throws every pitch to the edge of the zone, but we'll get into it. Hot change me to what guys do against his heater. I mean, no one slugs it. Keeps the ball on the ground. The wipeout breaking ball for me is intense, though. When I watch him the other day, and we get back into the tape, first pitch of the game, it was just a Bugs Bunny breaking ball. This is the beauty of him. I was talking to you back in edit. Every pitch, how you're supposed to do it. If you're throwing a four-seamer to a right-hander, where do you want to execute it? Down and away. Guess where he puts it? Down and away. Where do you want to throw your split finger? Illusion of a strike and get it out of the zone. Look at the curveball.
Yeah, and
hot change it to the next one. I mean, he executes it to perfection, what he's trying
elite
to do.
command. Elite command with plus stuff.
Look at the slider. I'm either dotting a Nats tush or you're swinging at something off the plate. It's just fantastic. Give me the curveball B-roll. I could watch him throw this rainbow. Woof. That's old school, 12-6, 75 miles an hour to Ketel Marte.
And you know what?
Spinning it.
On that curveball too, so like I caught Greinke for a little bit in Arizona, and he had a curveball, real 12-6 like that. He could change speeds on it. And I don't know if he does it, but I know a lot of guys that have a good curveball like that make it look like it stops midair. They're almost like bringing it back towards them as they're coming down, right, and
like
snapping it off. They're almost pulling it back towards them to be able to give that illusion that it's almost stopping in midair.
And you see here, largest curveball vertical drop versus average. He's on the list with Aaron Ashby, who, outside of Freddie Peralta starting today, might as well roll him out there for first inning of every game they play. That's 98 top of the zone. So I wanted to take a look at that, his nasty curveballs, and then what's the potential game plan? The one thing Nays has noticed in the postseason is he seems to have troubles last two starts landing the split.
Yeah.
You would know better than us. Is this something that, would he go away from it today? Is it something maybe the Brewers hitters can eliminate, or is he going to show it early to see if he has it?
Well, that's the thing. If you're the Brewers hitters, you know, okay, he's having a hard time throwing it for strikes. So I'm making him prove that he can do that. If
you see, versus righties, he's almost eliminated it in throwing it.
Yeah, if I'm the Brewers hitters, if I'm facing him, that's what I'm doing. If I see it, I'm taking it, making him prove that he could throw it for a strike. If I'm catching him, I'm not going away from it. I have to be able to still incorporate it to try to get it going. You can't just forget about one of his best off-speed pitches and wipeout pitches. That's something you try to avoid as a catcher. If you're just eliminating pitches like that, you're giving the opposing hitters more opportunity, and that's when you start falling into patterns. You have to still be unpredictable and still kind of incorporate that throughout the game.
Yeah, you see here, regular season, high concentration of how he wants to execute it. Just in the postseason, in his last 2 starts, he has
a little off.
Just lost some feel for it. So that might be something. Maybe we eliminate the split. And the thing that the Milwaukee Brewers do well, and Yamamoto, and maybe this is the reason why Snell was so off-speed heavy.
Yeah.
They hammer 95 plus.
Yeah, they're a good fastball hitting team. But probably something, and Snell talked about it after the game too, and that, he went off of how the game progressed, and off speed's working. Let's stick to it. Make them prove that they're going to make the adjustment.
Yeah. And I think, and you see right here what they do, 274 against 95 plus. But Robert, I think the biggest thing is I remember July 7th, knocking the earpiece out, going up Route 3. There was a day game, Yamamoto against the Brewers. He didn't get out of the first. They beat him up. So Andrew Vaughn hit a big homer. I would live on that. Kind of ride that into this.
Just real quick, we saw that graphic where it was Skubal, Skeens, and Yamamoto. If we can agree that Skeens and Skubal are 1-2 in whatever order, would you put Yamamoto right behind them?
Well, the first guy who comes to my mind is Zach Wheeler.
Okay, it's fair.
Well, dinged up, but it's certainly, he's top 5.
Top 5, good to know.
He's top 5 in the game.
Easily.
Right. Very good. Top 5 is great. We'll take that. Great stuff, guys.